Greetings, badasses. How's it going? My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. The rest of us. If you're not. It's actually for everybody, but you know what I'm saying? There's a group of people, you know who they are, who will not appreciate this kind of yoga because, you know, they don't think it's challenging, or it doesn't look like the yoga on the cover of those magazines, or it doesn't look like the yoga whatever fucking supermodel or singer, songwriter, actress is doing. That's okay. You know why? Because we're doing it smart and we're doing it sustainably. And we are concentrating on mobility because we know we're smart, right? We're at that point. We know the secret. The secret is not, does it look cool? The secret is, does it serve me? And so that's where we're at. It serves us. We're doing yoga that serves us. This is beginning yoga. Let me get my stuff going here. Beginning yoga is hold on, sorry. This morning I am not multitasking. Oh, it's not, I'm not grooving in the heat. It is chilly here. I don't even know what you're talking about, people. It is. Chilly. Do I want to be an outlaw today? Do I want to shake the bullshit off? Do I want to attitude detox? Let's do shitty attitude detox. Why not? You know, let's do it. I don't know about you, but I suppose I could always use a shitty attitude detox. Well, that's my general state of being, but we're going to do it. Oh, what are we doing today? Beginning yoga. This is a true beginning yoga video. True beginning yoga style, class, flow, whatever we want to call it. It's cold in here. It's like, it got to be 40 degrees down here at the farm last night. Yeah. Someone who I respect deeply was like, here's a map and you get 12 more days of summer than the rest of the country. And I said, no. Microclimates, my friend, microclimates. We do not get 12 more days of summer. In fact, I would say we get about a month less, shorter. And it's happening. It's happening now. I'm worried about my tomatoes. Oh! Anyway, I'll have to talk to the beard about maybe getting something set up so we can cover the tomatoes. Beginning yoga. Because it doesn't matter if a yoga class says all levels yoga, or all levels welcome, beginners welcome. They never are. If it's an all levels class, here's the thing about why I'm a brilliant yoga instructor. Listen, ain't nobody tooting on this horn. Yoga instructors are not educators. Period. They don't have education training. They have yoga teacher training. And most of the yoga teacher training out there is bullshit. So, I am a educator. I have a master's in education, and in education, well, in an ideal educational environment, we're teaching to the lowest 20%, right? We're not teaching to the highest. We're managing the pace of students that exist in this 20% lower bracket. Kids who have learning differences, kids who might need a little more support, kids who just need that extra time to process their cognitive thinking, right? When you're doing that, right, everybody benefits. Everybody benefits. And you can move those people at a higher, those students who exist in that higher, maybe they have a higher cognitive speed. Maybe they're strong readers. Maybe whatever the reason that they have those benefits, right? You can easily adjust for those students. You cannot easily adjust the group for those people, right? It's called No Child Left Behind for a fucking reason, and that was a terrible. Listen, I'm not touting that. It was a Band-Aid on a terrible education system that right was created in the, I don't know, fucking, when did they start making kids go to school? In the 20s? It was not, and school was designed to create factory workers. It was not designed to create thinkers. So that's a whole nother rant. Now, back to yoga. A truly beginning class, right, is really about people who need all of the support to figure out what their yoga practice looks like. And your yoga practice is not going to look like my yoga practice. My yoga practice doesn't look like my yoga teacher's practice. We all have different bodies, number one. We all have different baggage. We're illness, injury, life lived, right? And so our bodies move differently. They rotate differently. They have different issues. We also live different lifestyles, right? And that plays into our physicality. Like right now I'm having a massive hip cramp. So those all levels classes, and if you've tried them, you know, you've walked out really frustrated and irritated, and you felt diminished in your attempt at yoga. You felt smaller. This beginning, the yoga, let's see, let me reframe. The fucking yoga company beginning yoga class is for beginners. And let me tell you, some experienced yoga people need to go back to the fundamentals. All right, today is shoulders. We're going to talk about shoulders. See these shoulders? Wiggle those shoulders. Up. This is shrugged up to the ears. This is dropped down, shrugged away from the ears, right? This is rolled forward, roll them back. We are going to talk about the placement of shoulders in our poses. And your shoulders are sneaky because your neck is sneaky. And that is because those are the places where we hold a lot of tension, right? And so sometimes our shoulders start to creep up without us even knowing, and we're feeling tense and we're getting achy in the neck, and we're starting to feel more anxious than we already were because this is creating anxiety. Take a deep breath and drop those shoulders away from your ears. Your shoulders are not designed to hold your body weight up. So here's what I want in any way, shape, or form. So we don't do headstands. We don't do shoulder stands. We do a modified plow. Yeah, they're just not designed for that, right? If you want to do a stand, quote unquote, in any way, or like a shoulder stand, you're doing actually a forearm stand in which you're putting your body weight on the forearms, right? On the radius ulna, on the ulna bones, and you're shrugging up out of those shoulders in some way, and you're using your muscles to hold your body weight up. That's a completely different animal, right? Muscles do the work, joints and bones should not. Muscles do the work, joints and bones should not. So that's your most important beginning yoga lesson. The other thing is, yoga is a long con. It's not, boy, it's harder than you think it is. Go do yoga, someone said. Fuck those people. Yoga's hard. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. It's all about the internal. It's all about taking your brain away from the bullshit and bringing it down and focusing on our bodies. And I don't know, we spend a lot of time ignoring our bodies in Western culture for sure. Cowboy up, power through. I don't know what are some of the other bullshit things we talk about. So we're not paying attention. We're not in our bodies the way I want you to be in your body. This is the closest, most intimate friend, partner, lover you'll ever have. This is it. It doesn't get closer than this. And we treat this entity, like a thing. That's where I was going. We treat it terribly. We berate it. We don't appreciate it. It does so much work for us automatically. And we do not love it. So, pain is bad. That's the other thing. Pain is bad. Pain is this no pain, no gain. Really, that's a bullshit statement. Pain is your body's way of alerting you to possible injury. Or acute pain is injury, right? Your pain is your warning system. There's probably 3 things I miss about teaching yoga in person. And that is the ability to look at your face and say, oh, we need to change what you're doing, and helping you find good alignment for your body. I guess those are 2 things. So pain has a face. It looks like this. That's pain and strain. That's a bad face for those of us who want to look 5 years younger, because that face inspires the use of Botox. I'm not opposed to the use of Botox. I just can't fucking afford it. So there's a different face, and it looks like this. And a noise usually comes out with that. And that's change. So I want you to start reframing and reprogramming your language about yoga into that. Pain is bad. Change is like, whoo, it's discovery. It's surprise. It's, whoa, that, right? So that's the other thing about beginning yoga and starting a yoga practice. And believe me, that feeling never goes away. If you're adjusting your body into healthy alignment every single time you do yoga, that feeling never goes away. There's always something around the corner. That's the beautiful thing about yoga. If you're not feeling change, it's become a habit, and you're not being mindful about it, and there's no benefit. There's no benefit. So I'm all about the bennies, right? If you want to spend some time on the mat, where's the benefit? What's the payoff, bitch? So that was 1, 2, and I think those were the 3 things. And patience, man, patience. It takes you 3 months. I'm switching placements because I've been sitting here for a while. It takes you 3 months to get comfortable on the mat in terms of, oh, she means put my foot here. Oh, she means move my foot back. Oh, she means move my feet apart. Oh, she means move my feet together. Oh, this is a better way for me to move. 3 months. 3 months. And it takes another 3 months after that to feel confident. And I would say it takes a year really to start being in the space where you're really consistently finding your practice. I call it finding your feet, right? Finding your feet. So, but the benefits, oh my God, the benefits. Listen, I am doing an experiment. On the days I've been doing yoga consistently, I've been sleeping better. And on the days that my yoga practice or this practice has been interrupted for some reason, I am not sleeping. So that's all qualitative. It's not scientific in any way, shape, or form right now. It's just anecdotal. I'm going to keep track of it because I do love me to sleep. And then you're just going to move better. You're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do things more effectively. That hitch in your giddy up is going to go away. It's going to ease up, like this hitch right there. That's piriformis. Oh. So let's start in comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. So comfortable seated position can be different for everybody, and it can be different every day. Staff pose is usually accessible. I'm sitting on the very edge of a mat. Got my sit bones on this much of an inch of blanket. That helps adjust my hip rotation so that I'm a little more comfortable. You could grab a blanket or a bolster and just sit up, right? You know what? Instead of just saying that, I'm going to show you a way. So look, it's beginning yoga. We're going to do this. We're doing this. We're all up in this shit. There's a round yoga bolster I don't have one. Mostly because I am comfortable sitting on the mat or sitting on the ground. If you have a block, look, you could sit on the block. If you're feeling super tight in those hips, look at. You can sit here and you're going to take all that tension out of the low back. Ooh, howdy, look at that. Your knees are going to relax on the mat. I'm still not in fucking lotus. I'm in pleasant seated pose. Look, my legs are in parallel. And this is taking all of that hip tightness, all of that hip flexor tightness out of sitting there, if you want to sit with me. And then, you would change appropriately, right? And you might be able to sit here. And then as time goes on, maybe you lower yourself to a blanket as you get a little bit more comfortable. You might be feeling some hella hip flexing stretch right here. Like you might be. I don't even know. We're all struggling with something, right? So, right, that's what sitting on a bolster would look like. Anyway, you could, I guess this is turning into seated and shoulders. If you wanted, I'm just going to walk the walk. I'm going to show you the things that might make you more comfortable on the mat. So here we go. So now I'm sitting on the mat, right? Let's say I want to sit in staff pose, but I'm still feeling tightness in my hamstrings and my low back. I'm going to put a pillow, a blanket, something under the back of my knees, and that's going to release that tension. Right? So that's what I mean by putting a pillow or a bolster or a blanket under the back of your knees. All right. You can go one leg out, one leg in. This is modified Z-sit. I really like this one. Sometimes I can sit here a good long while. I would still have to switch because, there's a dog hair on I got a vacuum. I hate to clean the house. Sorry, I digressed. I'm on the mat. So this is modified Z-sit. You control the strength of this stretch by the angle of the leg. So the closer my leg is to my foot, the more, what do I want to call this? The gentler. That sounds weird. The kinder, I like that one better. The stretch is to your leg, the softer it is. That's what I like. If you want to go a little stronger, you can move that leg out and you're going to get adductor stretch and hip flexor stretch, right? Or you can join me in pleasant seated pose. We just talked about how to do that on a cushion or a blanket. My legs are in parallel. If your knees are really high, this is what I would invite you to do. Grab a bolster, grab a pillow, sit up a little higher. Grab a bolster, grab a pillow to rest your legs on so that you can relax in this position because we want to build this external rotational mobility. Building this rotational mobility in the hips means less back pain. It just is. I wish I could convince everybody of that. I have a broken nail. I live on a farm and I do a lot of dirt work, so it's going to bug me. All right. Pulling your attention and awareness from the external to the internal, taking a scan of the body, checking in, state and quality of the physical form. How are you feeling today? Physically. What's going on? What have you been doing? Right? Physically. What have you been doing? Have you been sick? That's a physical thing you've been doing. Have you been, I don't know, what have you been up to this week? What do you want to be up to this weekend? Right? That's another thing to think about. Oh, you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna leave it in. I'm not gonna cut it. Usually, this is Saturday for me, so I'm talking like it's Saturday for everybody. It might not be Saturday for you. Pulling that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our thinking, and I want you to notice what's going on in your brain. What's on your to-do list? Are you awake? Are you worried? What haven't you finished? What are you trying to finish? And we want to slide all of those things off to the side and take a moment to clear some space in our brain because we want to spend our time here on the mat. And then let's move that silence into the state of our breath and just notice how it feels to breathe intuitively. So don't change your breathing rhythm. Just notice the path of the breath into and out of the lungs. Traditionally in yoga, we breathe into and out of our noses, but that might not be comfortable for you, right? So just breathe. And now let's invite that breath to get a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. We want to balance the length of inhale to the length of exhale and create a lovely rhythm of breath that we will try to maintain throughout the practice this morning. Each time, you'll notice I'll get distracted and I want to bring it back to the breath and the body. So let's sweep our arms up to the ceiling with that next inhale. And now let's play around with the shoulders. So what do I call this? I usually call this hug a tree because, right? Hug a tree. It's a Pilates arm placement. There's probably a ballet term for this. And I want you to bring your arms out. Let's relax for a minute because here's the deal. I will shit all over ballet dancers. And not because they are athletes. They are high performing elite athletes. But they do a lot of things that damage their body over the long haul, right? They lock their knees. They hyperextend their knees. They hyperextend their joints, often to get these lines, particularly in their knees, right? Knees and hips. But what you do notice, if you notice, they're not doing this, okay? They're not shrugging these shoulders up and holding their arms up like this, right? They're dropping their shoulders, engaging the core, and holding their arms out like a wine glass. This is my favorite shape. And the reason for that is because they have to walk around with their arms up a lot. And so rather than do that in the shoulders and the neck, right? They do that, they place the weight of their arms into the pecs, the rhomboids, the trapezius, and the upper latissimus dorsi, teres minor, subscap. This is what you're going to see in a lot of fucking yoga. No, in a lot of crappy yoga. There we go. This is not doing anything. In fact, you're going to start to feel strain in your shoulders. You're going to start to feel strain underneath your rhomboids. You're going to start to feel strain in your teres minor and your subscap. I want you to open up. And so the cue for me, the cue that I use, is shrug your shoulders down away from the ears. I want you to keep the space between your ears and your shoulders as long as you can. Now I have a short neck. I do not have the neck of a swan, right? But I keep it as long as I can by shrugging these shoulders down. And you'll notice during the day, if you start to feel tired in your upper body, right? I want you to take a big, deep inhale and shrug those shoulders down and tilt them back slightly. And you'll notice, my shoulders have been creeping up to my ears, right? I've been hunching. This is a slouch. This is a hunch. You see the difference? Slouching, hunching. Cool. Drop your shoulders, tilt them back a little bit. Now let's open those arms like, I forgot what her name is. Anyway. Then we inhale down. So it doesn't matter if we're exhaling down. We inhale up. It doesn't matter whether we're moving or static, right? Whether we're dynamic or static. We're keeping those shoulders open and engaged. So same is going to go with our lateral extension. Coming on up, we're going to take our lateral extension, and as I extend, drop the shoulders, reach the arms out and away, right? keep your fingertips slightly below your shoulders. You can feel that work, and then tilt. In fact, we're going to do that. I'm not collapsing my bicep to my ear. Look, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm long in the torso. I'm long through the space between my shoulder blades, between my shoulders. And I'm reaching up and over. My head is relaxed. So inhale up, exhale down. Come on up to, I'm going to call this is Warrior Two arm. Relax those shoulders. So that's a lot of work. You feeling that? You feeling me? Soften the elbows, soften the hands. Drop the shoulders, and then feel long between the elbows. And then let's come on over. Yeah. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So we're just taking this reset each time. Come on up to this Warrior Two arm. Shrug the shoulders up. I like to say roll them back as if you were tucking your shoulder blades onto a coat rack, right? Onto a hook on the wall. Inhaling up. Exhaling, release. Coming up to this T and coming on over. All of the energy to hold those arms up comes from the upper quadrant of the body, from the top rib to the top of the shoulder. Let's inhale up, and we're going to take our forward fold. Now notice, I don't do this either. I'm here. I trace my fingers down, tuck the chin, roll through, little rock side to side, and I'm coming to rest my forearms somewhere. Knees, calves, ankles, block or floor. I'm on my calves. Wiggle the toes, relax the feet. I stopped breathing for a minute. Walk those hands back. Nice big stretch on up. Look, that's where my stretch is. Release the hands down to the hips. Rest them behind you. Drop those shoulders. Drop the shoulders. Oh yeah, feeling that? Mm-hmm. My chin is slightly tucked. Draw those shoulders back a little bit. Say hello to your delts. Pecs. Little bicep work here. Tilt the ear over to one side. Slowly roll the chin forward. All right, I want you to drop those shoulders, tuck them back. That's the correction that you can make every time we move, right? Just run through that little checklist. And again, slowly roll through, drop and tuck. Sometimes I'll say squeeze your elbows together. Releasing the chin forward, tracing the fingertips around the front of the body, slowly stacking cervical spine. If you're sitting in staff pose, you're going to stay right there. If you're sitting in one of the other positions, let's unwind and change the placement of the legs. Little rock side to side. Oh no, I got to change. Normally I start with my left foot forward, but we did a little work there with the seating. Okay, rock and roll these shoulders, right? So here's a big one. And I'll turn sideways for you to see this. And this is our C curve spine. This is cactus arm to C curve, right? Dropping the shoulders down. I'm inhaling up. Look I'm nice and round here. I want to squeeze my shoulder blades together, drop the elbows toward the mat. Now, I'm going to exhale, roll the shoulders into that round back. But look I'm not here. I'm here, right? I'm still shrugging my shoulders down. I'm working on keeping that length. Inhale up, squeeze back. I'm working on keeping that length of neck. So I drop the shoulders. Let's drop the shoulders here and roll forward. Keep those shoulders shrugged. And then I just reach. Oh. Inhaling up. Sorry, I had to have a dance break. Squeeze back. Roll. Okay. Squeeze back. Sorry, I didn't walk you through it. Drop the shoulders. See that drop? And then roll them forward. Keep them shrugged down. Inhaling up, I open those arms up. Now I'm taking my forward fold. Walk it back. Big reach up. And when I say big reach up, I've got these shoulders shrugged. Now I'm taking those arms back. Okay, drop those shoulders. Drop them. Squeeze them back. Bow the chin. This is a stretch right where we're at. Tilt the ear, especially if you're like me and you're a side sleeper. Drop them and squeeze them back. Tilting. And one more time. Releasing the chin forward, trace the fingertips around the front of the body, slowly stack cervical spine. All right, let's move to hands and knees, and we'll talk about shoulder placement there. We're going to talk about shoulder placement in a downward facing dog, and then we'll do a little more work standing, because I want you to feel we're not just hanging out, right? Your body's not just, if you're hanging out, there are a handful of poses where you can be hanging out, right? Child's pose, you could be hanging out in child's pose. I mean, that's the only one I can think of. Shavasana, we're hanging out in Shavasana. I'm just saying, there's just a few, right? You're not hanging out in the yoga. Everything is mindful and working. All right. So again, take the heels of your hands out from under 90 degrees, your shoulders, and move them forward. Okay? If you're locking your elbows, I want you to soften them. Drop your shoulders and hollow your chest up from the mat. So look, I've got this nice long, I'm not here. So do this, right? Shrug down and soften the elbows. Now feel that work. Inhaling to center. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down. I'm still keeping my shoulders open and I'm coming down. I'm going to open my elbows a little further so that I don't squeeze those biceps toward my ears, and I'm taking this fold. Chakravakasana bow. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Inhale forward and readjust. Shrug the shoulders, soften the elbows. Soon, that shrug of the shoulders will start to become more automatic. Wiggle the fingers. Now, I have to shrug my shoulders manually, mindfully, frequently, because it's the first place that we start to slop out. Just imagine, so I want you to think about keeping that space between your bicep and your ear nice and long and open. What the fuck? Lean. Here, right? I will still keep my neck long. I'm still shrugging my shoulder down. The other shoulder, I'm just up and out of it, right? Let's angry cat tuck it. So angry cat tuck. I'm curling into that low back. My shoulders are shrugged down away from my ears because this is not about the upper body or the neck. This is about the low back to the waistband, to the tailbone. Flat back, Chakravakasana bow. Shrug those shoulders down, tuck the chin, and release. Take those elbows out slightly. Make a fist. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. All right, shrug those shoulders, soften the elbows. Now I tuck into this round back, and I've got my shoulders long away from my ears. I'm not here, right? I'm here. And hopefully that placement helps you get a better alignment in all of those stretches, so you get more stretching. Let's rock into a downward facing dog. So I'm going to step forward into the balls of my feet. Soften the knees, soften the elbows. Shrug those shoulders down, release the head. Now, let's walk ourselves up. Let's talk about this a little bit. Roll on up. This is a big one. This is a big one for me. You're going to hear, this is in my Bullshit Teacher Say chapter. I have an entire chapter about bullshit teachers say. And this is the big bullshit. Shine your heart center towards the mat. Or that downward facing dog is a resting pose. It's not. It's not a resting pose, right? It will get easier for you over time because you will get stronger, but it's not a resting pose. Hang into your shoulders. No, don't do that, okay? Or align your biceps with your ears. Don't do that either, okay? So what they're talking about, and the reason we're doing this standing is because I never want you to do this while you're holding your body weight up. Your shoulder girdle is not designed to hold your body weight up. Your shoulder girdle is designed for you to throw shit. Preferably a spear or a shot put into someone's head. What they're talking about is this, and this is why we're doing the standing, because I don't want you to put any weight on these shoulders. Give me our wine glass position, right? Now, they will say, align your biceps towards your ears. Look at the difference here. This is this. This is this. This is power. This is slop. And then they're going to say, shine your heart center toward the mat. And what they want you to do is slide and hang. I can't even do it. Into your shoulders, right? So that you're hanging. And they're like, you're stretching your shoulders. Don't stretch your shoulders. Baseball players would tell you, if you overstretch your shoulders, you're going to need rotator cuff surgery. Fuck that. Right? We've talked about this a little bit, and we can do this on the wall, but we're also going to do this on the mat. Drop the shoulders open. Look. Shrug them down. Release the neck. Your neck has nothing to do with it. And then you're going to lengthen the body. And that's the work. Okay? So let's come down to hands and knees. We're going to do this together. We'll work this a little bit and then we'll cool down. Soften the elbows. Right? Shrug the shoulders down. We're going to tuck the toes and roll up. Step the feet in a little bit closer to your nose. Soften the elbows. I'm going to be back behind my wrists. But look I'm soft in the elbows. I've got this nice roundness of body. I'm shrugging my shoulders down away from the ears, and I'm leaning back. Now, you should be breathing hard. I'm engaged in the core. I'm stretching the space between the rib cage. I'm leaning into the hips. I'm feeling calves and hamstrings. I'm feeling the spine. I'm working the spine, and I'm shaking. This is about power and strength, right? If you start to sag into those shoulders, Shakavakasana, bow it for me. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, open up the elbows, drop back. And come on up. If you're hanging into those shoulders, you're going to damage something over time, and you're not doing yourself any favors. There's no benefits, right? And we're all about the benefits. All of the benefits. All right. Let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about side angle, not side angle. We're talking about Vajrasana, which is rainbow or side plank. Okay. And this will be our last shoulder work position. And these are just really obvious positions for your shoulder work, right? And that's it. That's why we're working these. Every position that we take, from Warrior 1, Crescent Lunge, Warrior 2, Trikonasana, which is Warrior 2 arms, right? Exalted Warrior, nice long neck, dropping in the shoulder. Side angle, big open space, right? I'm trying to think of anything else standing that we do, right? Tree pose, anything that we're doing with those arms, anything is that shrug of the shoulder and that power through the chest and upper back. So side angle, this is going to be a big one. And this is all applicable for anything that we are using body weight with. And the same will go for hands and knees, which we'll talk a little bit more about. One more time, we'll come back and refresh. So side angle, not side angle, side plank. So this is Vajrasthasana, rainbow pose in yoga. And I'm going to come off here for a second. All right. So I should have put them in the kennel and I did not. I want you to bring your right hand out and think about aligning your thumb with the inside of your shoulder. I don't want you to be in direct alignment. And I want you to find a comfortable angle of your wrist. And I want you to shrug the elbow, soften the elbow, and then shrug up out of the shoulder. You feel that? That's side angle. And then you add and lift the hips. Feel that? And release. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. And I want you to see what my back is doing and what my shoulder blade is doing. Again, I'm lining my thumb up with the center of my shoulder. That gives me a tripod feeling so that I have more stability on the mat. She can hear me talking now, so she's barking. Okay. See that bend in my elbow? All right. And I want you to lift up out of that shoulder with the core. This takes the pressure off of the wrists. If you're here, you're hurting yourself. I want you to be up. Feel and imagine that space between the shoulder and the ear, right? Come on into hands and knees. Same thing. Let's shrug. Like if you're sagging here, look, this is a sag. Everything about this is hurting some part of your body, right? You're in your low back. You might be locking your elbows. You're hurting your shoulder blades. I'm feeling this all over. I want you to take an inhale and hollow up out. Shrug the shoulders down and away from the ears. Hollow the stomach and then find that flat back. This is why we don't cow. So this is cow pose. See what happens? You drop out of that core and your shoulders slide up to your ears. This is not a stretch. Hollow it up. We can hollow up, keep that soft bend in the elbow, and then tuck into the tailbone. There's angry cat right here. Release the chin. It's not this, which is also out of your core and out of your shoulders. I want to shrug my shoulders down. All right? Okay. So let's do a little bit of a cool down, although it's really fucking cold in here. It's not cold. You know what? Let me reframe. It's chilly in here. All right? Now, today was all about form. Next time we do beginning yoga, it'll pop up in your playlist, and we will do a flow where I will just cue all of those shoulder positions, okay? Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to share the fucking yoga company. That helps me out, right? Let's build a movement with zero fucks to give. Don't give no fucks. All right, coming on down to the back. Oh, I'm feeling the hips. I'm feeling the back. So, right, if you say, oh, Julia, that wasn't a lot of yoga to do. Listen, that was some fucking yoga, man. Whew. Open up those elbows and give me a cactus arm if you don't think that we were doing some, sorry about that, doing some yoga. Whew. All right, taking the big toes outside the edge of the mat. Let's take some windshield wiper sweeps. Are you feeling your core? I'm feeling my core. We did a lot of core work today with that lift of the arm. Oh, sorry, we didn't do a lot of hip work, but you know, we're doing our thing. Hopefully you feel more powerful in the body and you can start thinking about taking your shoulders out of the work that you do daily, right? Give me that shrug. Be tall. Open up that chest. My ladies, let those tatas shine. Fuck them. We have them. Why are we pretending we don't have them? You know what? Dude, if you're talking to my breasts, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. It's not my responsibility to hide the tatas from you. It's your fucking responsibility as a cognizant, sentient human being to change the way you're thinking. Evolve, motherfuckers. I'm talking to you people. You know what, when you're barely people, but you know what I'm saying. Sorry. Whew, my rage bubbled out a little bit. Left hand over the top of the left knee. Listen, if you're a woman and you're not feeling a little rageful, you need to also evolve. Inhale. No more excusing. Those human beings should have been raised better. And here's the beautiful thing about being a cognizant, sentient human being. We can evolve, right? We can change. We can rewire our brain and change how we think. And shame on you if you're not doing that. If you have not evolved, shame on you. Because it's conscientious. You're choosing to be an asshole. I just had a conversation with a person that is a service person that we have been using Change Your Legs for over 20 years. Draw the knee up. They are conscientious. They are responsible, right? And they're kind. That's the other thing, right? Very kind. Draw it up and in. They said, oh, well, Trump's going to fix it all. And I just dead-eyed him. And they said, don't get me started. And I said, I'm not getting you started. I said, you and I have known each other a very long time, and I respect you as a person individually. I said, you've always treated us fairly. I felt like I've always treated you fairly. And I said, but you know that I stand 100%, 180-degree opposite on this than you do. Bring those knees up. Give them a squeeze. Little rock side to side. And I said, and I'm not having this conversation with you. And he said, oh, yeah, that's fair. Press the hands out. And I struggle with that most of the day. It really bugged me. But you know what? I am recognizing what I have control over and releasing the things I don't. And I don't have any control over that person. And it makes me sad that that person has all of the qualities to be a better human being towards everyone. Bring it on up, in. But is choosing not to. So that's the difference between, we want to talk about being woke, right? That's the difference between, that's what being woke is about. It's about being able to be flexible in your thinking and offer everyone, not just people who meet your standards, offering everyone grace and fucking kindness, right? Do no fucking harm. I need a little hamstring work. So I'm going to take my strap and bring that foot up. Sorry, I didn't mean, that was a rant. Let me get back on the thing. Whew. I veered. Whew. I took a detour. Back on track. What does my GPS say? Recalibrating. I'm recalibrating our route. I'm pretty sure she hates me because I ignore the way she tells me a lot. Bring it on up. It's just that she's not paying attention to road closures. Recalibrating the route. If you don't have a strap, just take your fingertips right around the knee, between the knee and the thigh. Give yourself a little stretch. The other thing I want you to think about, this is a beginning class. Sorry, I just went right into that flow, is this is the beauty of a strap. Maybe the full extension of your leg is out here. Maybe you're getting a hamstring stretch here. Soften the knee, dorsal flex the toes. Plantar flexion, dorsal flexion. Soften that knee. It's not about getting your toes close to your nose, right? It's about creating length of leg from hip to heel. That's what I want you to think about. All right, we're going to unwind that. Give your knees a little love. Fingertips over the top, pointing towards the toes. We're apanasana-ing it. Draw the knees toward the body, a little lift of the hips. Inhaling. Exhale. So let's rephrase, let's revisit. Your shoulders are not weight-bearing instruments, and really the weight of the world should not be on your shoulders either. So let's recognize the things we have control over and let go of the things we don't. All right, get cozy. Where are you at? Do you need a pair of socks? Do you need a blanket? I got a layer. It's chilly in here. Ain't no lie. It's autumn in northern Colorado. You know, cold, chilly mornings. And when I mean chilly, I mean below 50 degrees. Below 50 degrees. Okay, here's how it rolls for me. 65 to 55 is cool, right? 55 to 40 is chilly. And then anything over, like, between 65 and 75 is pleasant. 75 to 85 for me is perfect. 85 and above is hot. Sorry. Get cozy. Find your place. Where do you want to take final relaxation? Right? We talked about this. Shavasana, this is a place where you can hang out. Shavasana. You could put feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling. You can hang out here. You could go cactus arms. You're going to feel it, right? We did a lot of shoulder and upper body work. If you want to take a seated meditation, feel free to take seated meditation, right? Sit on that bolster. I would fully invite you to sit on a cushion or a bolster during seated meditation. You should not be feeling stress or strain while we calm and cool ourselves down. Pulling that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our forehead. I want you to think about all those tiny little muscles and nerve endings. How do they feel? Release all that tension, unclench the teeth, wiggle the nose. Give me a shake of the head, no. Pulling that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your neck. Give me a little wiggle of those shoulders. We did some work. I want you to feel it. Lengthen those arms, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, and then let the hands release and take all that energy out of the upper body. Pulling that attention and awareness from the base of the neck, down through the spine. Follow between the shoulder blades. Follow down between the rib cage, through the hips. Tuck the tailbone up and then release the hips into the mat. Give me a little tension through the quads. Lengthen the leg, flex the feet, rock and roll the ankles, wiggle the toes, and then let the lower body relax. Pull that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking and check in. What is going on in your brain? I want you to relax it all. Slide all those things off to the side. I like to focus on the back of my eyelids. I know that sounds weird, but it's where I can envision a nice, lovely open space. And every time something creeps into your awareness, just shoo it off to the side. And then anchor that attention of mind and silence into your breath. Let's draw some deeper breaths into the lungs. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, roll the wrists, roll the ankles. Stretch those arms out to the side, big, and then reach them up into my favorite wine glass shape. Yawning, getting out of bed, stretch. Take the knee up, give it a squeeze. Oh. Take the other knee up and give it a squeeze. Oh. Draw those knees up and take a rock side to side. Roll from one hip, oh yeah, across the lower back to the other side. Rocking all the way to one side to peel the upper body off the mat first. Oh. Bringing it on back to comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. It might be different than on the first side. Little rock side to side. Roll those shoulders. Oh my gosh, how do those shoulders feel? My shoulders feel great. Stack shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. Take a scan of the body, checking in, state and quality of the physical form. Moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking. Nope, let's go to your breath. Check in. How do you feel? Inhale and exhale. How's that going for you? Moving that attention and awareness now into the state and quality of our thinking. And here's where just a tiny little bit more work comes into it. Anchor the silence and then think about what you want to invite into your awareness. This is an invitation. This is a red carpet event, right? What do you want to invite into your awareness? Let's change it. Not what I have to do, not what I need to do. Now, are there some folks who are A-listers? Of course, there's some thoughts. A-listers. Those are the things that we will invite into our space first. Priority guests, right? Because they are just guests. This is what we have control over, right here. Let's release practice. Blinking eyes open, taking a lovely stretch out and up. Oh. I lost it. That's the best place to be. Honoring your body for doing what you asked it to do today and all the hard work it does to get you from one end of the week to the other. Fucking hell, yes. Yes! It's beautiful. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Hey, grace and kindness, motherfuckers. Don't do no harm. Don't be an asshole. It's pretty easy, right? Right. Sorry, you were probably listening to my flannel bump up and down against the shirt. You know. Thanks so much for being here. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Tap the notification button. Share, right? That's what I'm asking you to do. That's all I've got. Ciao.